Following Nike's lead, the date is the afternoon of October 6th, 1973. The situation is the Syrians have attacked in strength across the length of the Purple Line in regimental and battalion-sized groups. Enemy armor and mechanized infantry are attempting to isolate and destroy our forts and strong points. Syrian engineers and mobile bridging units have created numerous breaches and crossing points in the AT ditch. Syrian second and third echelon forces are concentrating at the breaches in preparation to drive west. Expect enemy armor and battalion strength, T-55s, with additional support from mechanized infantry and BTRs. Recon elements may be present. Expect enemy fire missions from regimental artillery groups and smoke and HE concentrations. Mutsov 117, which is the fort you're manning, 5th Tank Platoon is supplied and at full strength. Because of casualties, only a section of infantry and a FO team is in support. 3rd Tank Platoon is in a blocking position 3 kilometers to your rear and can reinforce Mutsov 117 if there is a crossing of the AT ditch. Infantry reserves are 1st Platoon in ambush positions along, got to fill that in, and they are authorized to reinforce Mutsov 117 should it be in danger of being overrun by infantry. Mission: the battalion will maintain the Purple Line position and forts as long as possible. This is necessary as our reserve formations are still in the assembly areas and counterattacks are still 12 to 24 hours out. We have only enough local reserves for very limited counterattacks to maintain the line or contain enemy breakthroughs. The enemy should be fixed in place and destroyed at the breaches and choke points along the AT ditch. Priority targets are bridging and mine clearing units. Every attempt should be made to prevent an enemy breakthrough beyond the AT ditch. Execution: 5th Tank Platoon will engage and destroy enemy tanks and APCs at maximum range, giving priority targeting to bridging and mine clearing units. The platoon firing positions give excellent protection to our tanks from artillery and provide hull down positions. Use secondary firing ramps on the TEL if necessary to shift fire or avoid artillery. Overwatch positions of the AT ditch are optimal and range stakes are placed at 1, 1.5, and 2 kilometers ahead of our position. The battalion has registered TRPs of your position and they are numbered below. 3rd Tank Platoon will remain in their blocking position and will fall under your command only if enemy tanks cross the AT ditch. They should be used to counterattack up the road and repel any enemy units attempting to bypass the TEL. 1st Infantry Platoon is in ambush positions to stop enemy units from reaching the crossroads and cutting our supply lines. They should only be brought forward if they are needed to clear enemy infantry from the Mutsov and not under threat of enemy armor. Any questions?
Neil?
Well, yes, what's the weird red little thing on the map?
What's that?
Oh, I just got confused and I tend to notice details and maybe sometimes obsess over them, but there's this weird red little anchory icon on the map. It's just confusing. I don't know what it is.
No whisper target found.
Okay,
to the north of enemy approach.
No whisper target
Okay,
found.
so what you're seeing is that the arrow you're talking about with enemy at the sign or any?
No, to the north of it, between the ditch and the enemy approach arrow.
The red, the blue, and the green circle?
No, there's a little red circle with a small line.
Oh, that's
Okay.
and you could do that by either right-clicking your mouse and pressing view, which I would actually recommend that you do now, because it's good to before we get into game to get a feeling for the terrain. Alternatively, F5 will do the same.
Found.
Yeah, get a view, guys, because you'll notice I don't think you have the skins for this, but I have. I've actually made skins for destroyed tanks, and they're going to show up blue, and they're going to show up at the breach. There's about a half dozen of them there.
Yeah, I can see the tanks.
Already learned something extremely important, that is that you can actually enter the view mode from the map and actually take a look around.
Experienced players will, if it's really experienced players, like the ones that we're playing with on Sunday, they'll usually, if it's me at least that is trying to arrange it, I'll try to get the map file up a day or two before, so you can actually do your own map recon.
Is there a possibility to go higher? Like
Yep.
fly up?
If you use your mouse wheel one way, you'll go up, and if you
Ah.
use it the other way, you'll go down.
Oh, thank you.
But if you look to the top right corner of the screen, you can see that it says LOS, line of sight, height in meters. So it goes down if you go down and up if you go up. And a hint there is that the tank is usually about 2 meters with your sighting, with your sight and your barrel. So if you make the line of sight height meters 2 meters, then you get a sort of a fairly good indication of what you can see from your tank,
Yep,
if that makes sense. And then once you're finished, you press F5 to get out of the map again.
Have you gentlemen had a chance to take a look at your surroundings?
Yes.
Yep, I'm ready.
Very deserty.
Looks
Yeah, but
great,
that-
actually.
How about that fort, though? That took me a long time to figure that sucker out. And I didn't update the map. I actually added some more HESCO barriers to the front of the firing ramp, but that'll have to wait for a later update.
It looks cool. I've never
Looks
actually
very
seen
good.
anyone making a fort like this, but it looks really good. Because usually
Okay.
all we get is that little scrape in the ground, which kind of, sort of, almost, but not really represents a prepared firing position. So this is excellent.
Yeah, the scrapes, I just can't get them very deep in this ground either, but I intended to build a firing ramp. I've got a couple of books on Israeli fortifications. So, okay, guys, without further ado, we'll begin. This should take somewhere in the neighborhood of about 30 minutes.
Sono,
Okay.
one detail, I'll give you two advices that you can take or not. One is that if you're in the map view, to the right you see overlays. There's routes, there's info, and there's ARDI. Do you see that?
Yeah, Roger.
So I didn't get it. Do you see the overlays to the right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the middle one, info, should have the button switched up, so it says all.
Yep.
And in line with what I just said before, under options, if you press options and go one down to contour line spacing, it's a matter of preference. I usually set my contour line to 2 meters because that matches what I just said before with the height of your tank and whatnot. Gives you a little more detailed map. Some people like it a little less detailed, and some people like it more detailed. You could go down to 1 meter, but with a terrain like this, it just means you've got lines everywhere.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
so
that's a
many
good
things.
point. And I didn't think of the 2 meters, Nike. But okay, a note on the gunnery, guys. Your AI is going to want to, at the most inopportune time, have you load Hesh. So you're going to need to spend some time in the commander's seat to index your ammo properly. Max range on the APDS is about 1,800 meters. Shot placement on the T-55s are, man, I'll tell you, I like to put them right through the driver's hatch and right on the, I can't remember what that particular part of the tank is called, but at any rate.
The glasses.
The glasses plate, correct. So the Hesh rounds, they are handy, but man, you're going to want to get some guys standing still within 1,000 meters to try to hit them. So anyways, I'm sure you'll pick up the trick of the firing ramps rather quickly. And without further ado, here we go.
Yep.
Does anybody mind if I record this?
Go
I'm
for it.
excited.
Please do.
Yeah, so the reason he's asking is that some people, specifically one, does not like to be recorded while we're doing this.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
actually-
he's limited
actually,
by his affiliation with his national military, so.
Yeah, so it's not that
There-
he's grumpy. It's he's under contract by the army, so that's fair enough. Yeah, see what you mean? I'll just squeeze it the rest of the way into the firing pin.
Just to make sure, I can always switch vehicle to one of you guys as long as I stay in observer mode, right?
That's
Yes.
right. And it's
Yeah.
a sort of an unwritten rule that you don't do. It's okay to jump as an observer from vehicle to vehicle, but you
Yep.
don't jump into other positions because that'll confuse if someone if they're lining up for a shot and stuff like that.
There you
course
go. The 5-4 guy is right where he needs to be. And 5-2 looks pretty good also.
Alright, I'm just gonna reload. Hint for you, Sono, is that usually you can reload at least one round, and one round might not seem like a lot, but it's very handy to have that round when you're sort of down to one round.
Yes. One's better than none.
Exactly, and that, when you reload, by using the mouse cursor, putting out to the certain screen, you can either say reload all, or in this case I wanted to reload and Saber, so I actually tell it to reload and Saber.
You guys familiar with the site on the shot cal for the AP?
Could you refresh my memory? I've heard it before, but it's been a while. The crosses are for the top one is for the Saber, right? And the ones below that is for the Hesh or high explosive, right?
Right. It's I believe the machine gun is on the left and the Hesh is on the right, and the small cross at the top is for your AP. And the where the cross hash is that runs that runs horizontal, that's the 1100 meter line. And the dots, you'll see the dots kind of fade to the right, and that's to account for the ballistics. But the dots are 800 is your first dot, 1100 is the center dot at the horizontal line, and then in succession it goes 1425, 1620, and 1800 meters.
And that 1801 is right at the upper right corner of that lower triangle.
Contact front. I have what looks like to be a fast approaching. Doesn't look like a tank, but maybe a BTR. And it looks like there's multiples behind that.
Seen?
I'm counting at this time 2 times enemy.
3.
APCs.
There's still
3,
one
yeah.
on the road.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm not opening fire yet. I'm waiting for them to get a little closer.
They're still beyond the 2,000 meter marker.
Yeah, the 2,000 meter marker is the one to the front and right of the first one, right? I think it's about 300 meters away from that. Yeah, they're spreading out. So one's veering left, and one's coming right for me, and one's going, I think, towards you.
Sorry guys, the infantry is completely confusing me. I don't know what he's saying, and I have no way to... Never mind. We're gonna deal with that later.
Fire,
Yeah,
fire.
they're a little.
They're at
fickle in
2,000
these.
meters. Engaging
Yeah,
now.
roger that.
Target.
Engaging.
Target.
Speed up. PC. Fire. Short. Speed up. Re-engage. Tank.
Tanks.
Short. Speed up. Last heat. Heat up. Re-engage. Fire. Target.
Good hit.
Stay behind. Re-engage. Fire. Short. Re-engage. Fire. Short. Re-engage. Fire. Target. Re-engage. Fire. Target. Contact tank.
There's one.
All right, tanks coming down the road. They're longer than 2 meters. I'm going to back up and reload.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload in place. Keep an eye on him.
Understood. Now that I've shot my full load of Ready Ra Hesh, I am going to load all APDS.
Same. And one of the good things about the Centurion or the shotgun is that it reloads fairly quickly, as opposed to the Abrams.
2-2 contact.
And Sono, what we just talked about is that, which were talked about before, you can either reload all and then it fills up to what you had before, in this case high explosive squash head, or like we're doing now, we're only reloading sabos, because they're much more effective at the ranges we're engaging them at, if that makes sense.
2-4 contact tank.
Yeah, the first tank platoon has mine
Reload it,
clearing
engage it.
equipment.
Seen.
Contact tank.
Oh, your hull's speaking out a lot.
You're firing at beyond 2,000 meters.
Ceasefire. Stop. Stop. Ceasefire. Stop. 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 Ceasefire. Stop. Stop.
Go ahead.
Stop. We're taking fire here. 2-1. Ceasefire. 2-2. We're taking fire here. Stop. 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 Ceasefire. Stop. Last Sabo. Stop.
I'm out, pulling back.
Ceasefire.
So am I. Who pulled back at the right time?
We're taking fire here.
Yeah, I'm pushing forward again, because I come under fire as soon as I try to push back.
So those guys are complete manual targeting red.
Say again, Sono?
Those tanks, they are completely manual as far as targeting is concerned.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, I've got the low radio damage, and I've already got the full Sable trying to engage now.
Ceasefire. We're taking fire here. Ceasefire. Last Sable. Ceasefire. 1-1. We're taking fire here.
Okay, we're getting a tank around to one side.
Yep, see. And
Ceasefire.
Sables again. I think we need the reinforcements now.
Ceasefire. Last heat.
Reinforcements en route. 3 Alpha.
Roger.
We're taking fire here. 1-1. We're taking fire here. 1-1. We're taking fire here. We're taking fire here. We're taking fire here.
Yeah, I've got damage against fire.
Roger.
And I'm out.
Both. All right. In charge of 3 Alpha, the replacement platoon.
Yeah, roger that. Inside. Pushing up.
Ceasefire. Ceasefire.
You still alive, Cap?
Got 1 tank left. More tanks coming.
Yeah, roger.
Ceasefire. fire.
Right, there's one more moving up the road. It's right behind the trench.
Yeah, see.
And then you got a whole bunch incoming. Looks like 4, 5, or 6 armored units coming up.
Yeah, see.
Good shooting, Mike.
Do we have more tanks between me and the Mozart?
They're coming around on that south side, so
Yeah, roger. Yeah, seeing they're passing from my left to my right.
Should we be directing them up to the Mozart?
I don't know actually. I think my first order of priority is to stop the enemy flanking. And, I'll see if I can push up. The problem is that to push up that takes time and leaves me open for flanking shots.
okay, I'm done on the hill. Give us a new formation so I can shoot.
Tank, fire. Short. Re-engage. Fire. Short. Last Sabo. Re-engage. Fire. Target. Re-engage. Fire. Over. This is 1. Short count follows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire! Short! Re-engage! Fire! Short! Last Sabo!
Yeah, I'm pulling back to the
Re-engage! Fire!
down.
Short! Driver
will
stop!
take me out.
Re-engage! Fire! Over! Re-engage! Fire!
Terrible error. Is it
Sure.
closing for you?
Re-engage!
Not
Fire!
yet.
Target!
Okay. Yeah, I've had a problem trying to move an infantry unit here before.
Fire!
And it's not responding. Frozen.
Last heat.
So hopefully it will.
Re-engage! Fire! Cease fire!
Cap, are you the other tank? I need to split it.
Yes, you can split it. I'm in the gunner seat of 4-1, but you'd have to give it to me
No problem.
because I'm out of ammo too.
It's yours. 3-4 is yours. Strange. Getting some
Desinking
graphics now.
airs.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking off to try to find a place I can reload.
Same here. This, yeah, this is sitting down, basically.
Yeah, it fixed itself, so I think you got some sort of lag from it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I'm out. So all on you, Cam?
I'm reloaded.
Contact tank east.
Yeah, I'm just pressing buttons and stuff. How do you switch if there's a unit that's like 3 attached tanks? How do you switch to another tank?
If you're in the bottom, if you're in the 3D world, on the bottom right hand, you'll see a screen, and on the bottom right that shows the symbols for the vehicles.
Oh yeah.
And you right click on it and say jump to this vehicle.
And if you got a command like I just did of platoon, you can split it up by also right clicking and set divide unit, and then
Yeah.
give to, in this case, Cap. Watch out, Cap. I'm counting at least 5 enemy tanks spread out in a line formation to your front. Approximate range
Roger,
2,000 meters.
I see one moving. The top of one moving on the other side of the hill.
So if you're out in the open like this, would you actually angle your hull or go straight ahead?
It's turret front, Cap, turret front. It's right in front of you.
Seen.
Estimated 600 meters.
Fire! North! Re-engage!
You would try to use
Fire!
the terrain
Target!
to
Re-engage!
talk about turret
Fire!
down, hold down, turret down.
Target!
Is where basically
Re-engage!
only the
Fire! Target!
hold down is where the lower part of the tank
Tank!
is so
Fire! North!
yeah, left to right.
Re-engage! Fire! Target!
Good.
Stay on ceasefire!
I mean, if you're not given a choice, and you basically have to face someone head on, would you angle your hull or would you point it
Well,
straight?
the
at
front
them?
of the hull is always the strongest part of the hull, so if you could, you would never turn your side or your ass turn, which is why
Yeah.
that if you have to pull back tactically, you don't turn around, you drive backwards, so you keep the
Yeah.
front towards the enemy.
Front towards enemy. Yeah, I got that. just wondering, like from some other game, I got the tip that in order to do
Shit,
some
2 more
effective
platoons
tests-
and there's only me!
No
I'm
pressure.
sorry.
No
It's
pressure.
not you!
You can do it.
I know I can do it, but I'm gonna run out of ammo!
Contact!
Run, Forrest, run.
I'm reloading right now. I'm actually in a fairly good ambush position right at the moment.
Yeah, excellent one. I'll keep a lookout to your turret left. But so no, the game games are actually, I had almost said family friendly. We usually, go out our ways to welcome new guys, usually by taking them in as donors or observers or whatever they're confident with.
Oh yeah, you guys have been excellent, very welcoming.
Crap, there's a whole company out
Yeah,
there.
it's Sunday at 8 o'clock German time.
I hope I can live up to this standard.
No, there is no standard. There's your own standard. We don't expect a new guy to jump into a vehicle and start
Just
doing everything.
socially,
So we,
you know, just as I've been known to, you know, I'm a bit of an ASCII. I'm just some computer programmer guy who's not very social usually, so.
no, but it's up to you. I mean, you don't have to chat with people if you don't want to. I mean, we've got all shapes and
like
sizes.
chatting.
Wouldn't you guys say that? So,
Most of my human contact with these days are through the internet when I'm doing Steel Beast. So. I mean, I get
Really?
along well with people. I just don't like dealing with them. Not in
yeah, I know
person.
what you mean.
Sure.
And besides
find
that, the
that-
only requirement in Canium is that you have fun.
Exactly.
Right.
And just
Yeah.
be honest what you want. Basically, nobody's gonna throw you in as platoon leader or anything. It's just have fun and you know, treat other people the way you want to be treated. It's basically fairly simple.
Yeah, sure. I've glossed over the community rules, and there's nothing outstanding there. It's basically just don't be a psychopath. I guess that'd be fine, because I'm not. But sometimes I can be unintentionally abrasive, maybe. I don't know. People have told me that. I
Oh yeah,
usually
we've
don't
got
notice it.
well,
That's
the good
the
news
problem,
is that
you know?
there's plenty of guys like that in the Steelers community.
Yeah,
But we
sure
we
there are.
tend to know each other, so we. I mean, most of the guys try not to push each other's buttons, so live and let live, basically.
Come on, you bastards, get your asses in gear.
Get some.
Yeah, you've already lost more tanks than they actually lost in the war, so that's okay.
Yeah, but they have more experience
the
gunning than I
73
do.
War, the Shredders actually lost a lot of tanks.
Really?
Because, yeah,
Especially in the Sinai.
especially in the Sinai, yeah, because the Syrians had basically got all the newest Soviet toys, including
Oh.
AT-3 Sagas. So, and the 73 war was the first war where anti-tank guided missiles actually came in, and the Syrians had thousands of them. So the 73 war is actually one of the wars where the Syrians lost the most tanks.
Somebody's firing at something, and it's not me.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
guys
is
in
it,
the guys in
Nazi
the
or-
fort are getting it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gotta get my history right.
And if this was a leopard, I'd sneak up and shoot at him, but I'm gonna wait till they come to me.
Yeah, I like the shotgun for a lot of reasons, but the sight, that's
I don't mind the
something
sight,
you didn't
it's the
use it.
speed of the tank. It's just not enough to get in and get out.
What speed?
That's what I mean.
It goes slow and even slower. Well, that looks really fun. Looks like one of the guys before was
It-
actually shooting in his own foot.
It moves along at a sedate pace, and then it trundles along at a slightly faster pace.
Yeah, if it goes down really hill.
If it goes downhill, it actually can be quite sprightly. Don't ask it to go up again. Do we have any artillery to call?
You know, my artillery didn't show up. There's a placement problem with the spotter. Again, I thought I had it sorted out.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the spotters just using his binoculars to examine a ladder very closely.
Yeah, and I can't get control over it.
There's a few sort of options you can switch on and off in Steel Beast. One is that either you can let the AI call in artillery. That's usually a very, very bad idea. And then you can say that everybody can call in artillery, which is awful. slightly less bad idea, but still not a really good idea. And then you can set that it's only the forward
Fire!
observer or
Short!
company commander that can
Re-engage! Ah, fire!
Yeah, on this one it's AI only, and it's the spotter.
Re-engage! Ah, fire! Target!
But there's some tricks to get them into the
Target!
observation towers.
good
Fire!
shooting.
Ah!
Thought I saw dust from a moving tank up there behind those other two.
Yep, and I think you're spot on as far as I can tell. You've got at least one more tank coming up in the vicinity of those two you just took out. But they're cresting over there, so they've got good fire positions. Be careful, Kev. I think, or maybe I'm just pixel hunting. Looks like there's one to your left there. Yeah,
Fire!
going uphill now. You're 11 o'clock high.
Target!
That one, yeah. Good.
Ceasefire! Ah!
2 more platoons out there. Shit.
Yeah, no pressure.
Quit firing, maybe they're reloading, maybe I can catch them.
Yeah. I think when you're cresting, there might be one to your turret right, so about 1 o'clock.
That's it.
You did well, Cav.
You guys out?
Yeah, tanks are all gone.
Well, let's see. You could go for a little counterattack with your remaining infantry, but that is not advisable.
I think
can you guys
they're-
can you control the infantry?
Yes, I have control of it.
2-1.
Okay,
I
it's
have
a night.
one now, I think.
I
Can
have
you,
the infantry to the rear. The
2-2. We're taking fire
platoon
here.
with the APCs.
Okay, can you get control of the FO?
No, I do not have control of the FO. If somebody gave it to me, that would be different.
Yeah, I don't seem to have that ability.
It's mine.
Oh, it's Sono. Sono, can you click on your unit and then right click and see if there's a command that says give to?
Yeah, he gave it to Cap. Sorry if I misidentified the voice.
That's quite all right. My artillery call is waiting for approval.
I would have called some, but I wasn't sure, and there only seems to be HE available anyway, so...
Roger.
Well, a little those tanks that do get through got a nice little infantry ambush to run through, and
But we only have, like, M240s and rifles. What are we gonna do about it?
no, all the infantry to the rear have RPGs,
Oh, I see.
and they're all in very nice ambush positions. So I can defend the top of the Tell for a little bit with my little M240.
Alright, so, yeah. Interesting is the models don't seem to represent it, and let's see if I can even see more than the helmets sticking out of the ground.
Ooh,
I
infantry
don't
to
know.
the enemy infantry.
Yeah, to the north.
Yeah, I got him. I got him.
We're
Sono,
taking fire
if you
here.
try double clicking on the one that says 1-1 A, so 1-1 Alpha, to the south of the ambush, you can see they've
Oh, yeah.
got the RPGs on the back.
Mission over.
Mission over! Well, I've learned some things, that's great.
Ooh, major victory.
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah, it's all thanks to you.